Welcome everyone to the fourth and final game of the AFC Wildcard round. We are about to find out who moves on to who will be the fourth and final team to move on to the divisional round tonight. It is 7:30 in the Eastern time zone. However, it is 5:30 in Denver's time zone, as that's where this game is located. So, before we start, let's check the weather real quick. It is currently it's actually a nice day, and as a Marylander, I'd say it's a nice day. It is 44 degrees outside right now, which is a miracle during this time of the year. Wind speeds are 3 miles per hour, so it's not fast enough to change the level of wind to the light wind level, so it is going to be a no wind game. And of course, sunset ain't till I guess this game does start during the sunset, but it ain't gonna be during the late stages of the night. So our predictions, or according to our analysts, it says that they are rooting for It says that they're going to be another upset, as Kansas City is expected to win this according to our experts. Let's see if that is true or not. Welcome to Denver, Colorado, home of the Denver Mountaineers and the AFC West champions. They're taking on Kansas City right now, who managed to place second in that same division, as both of these two teams are division rivals. This is the second time these two teams have played each other this season. The first time, I believe, Denver won. We'll see if that happens again. Now, depending on how this game goes, if Denver wins, then the Mountaineers will play the Pittsburgh Ironhawks in the next round of the playoffs. And that would mean that the Indianapolis Gladiators would be up against the Miami Warriors. However, if Kansas City wins, then the Kansas City Wranglers will be up against Indianapolis. And here's an interception by Kansas City to start. And then that would mean that Miami would be playing that would mean Kansas City would be playing Miami and Indianapolis would be playing Pittsburgh. So the Warriors are either going so the Wranglers are either going to Miami in the next round, or Denver's going to host Pittsburgh in the next round. It all depends on who wins this game. All divisional round games will be on Thursday. There's a 1st and 10 for Kansas City. No gain on this play right here. Kansas City are the defending champions, as they are the Season 2 UAFL Access Cup winners. Denver has won their last game against Orlando. So if Kansas City wins here, they are one step closer to repeating as Access Cup champions. However, this is only the second round of the playoffs. It is 4th down. Kansas City has not gotten into the end zone, and the Wranglers are set to punt this one. Actually, not punt. Kick a field goal and score 3. Now keep in mind, Kansas City's got a very powerful asset who is just as good as Joseph Snyderwine. His name is Craig Olsen. So do not sleep on Craig Olsen. Both of these two teams were really powerful in Access 24, as these two teams played each other before. And Denver did not win against Kansas City in the Season 2 Access Cup playoffs. This is the second time we see this matchup, but I think last season it was a divisional round game. Because there's a fumble. Kansas City recovers it, and the Wranglers have the ball at the 15-yard line. Denver's already full of mistakes. It's almost like week 1 for the Mountaineers. If y'all remember that, they've had 5 consecutive drives end with an interception in that game. And they've turned over the ball 6 times alone in that game. It was a disastrous loss for Denver. And it did not really end very well. Here's Barton. It's a 1-yard gain. It's 3rd and 2. Here's Hamilton. He screens it incomplete. It's 4th down. Here's the kick. And it's good. Kansas City is up by 6 to start this game, and Denver's going to look for some kind of response, because right now they're playing, according to our analysts, they're not the favorites to win despite being the 2 seed. So far, our analyst was correct to all 3 of the previous games. As they even predicted the 9 seed upsetting the 1 seed, which is why the Iron Hawks are still alive. Because if the UAFL playoffs advanced only the highest seed winners, in the next round of the playoffs, we would have the Buffalo Grizzlies and the Cleveland Coyotes. Both of those 2 teams are gone. And then we would have Indianapolis take on Denver. Here's a pass to Lawrence, and he's going to get a 1st down. It's a 45-yard gain on this play. And it's obvious that most of the teams that I mentioned there are eliminated. The only game that didn't end in an upset so far was Indianapolis beating Baltimore. Here's a touchdown by Adams for Denver, and the Denver Mountaineers are going to take over in the lead. Here's the kickoff. And this one's going to be spotted at the 33-yard line. Second and 10. Pass is incomplete. Here's a pass. And it is fourth down, and Denver and Kansas City is going to punt. And here's Adams. And it's a first down. It's first and 10. Second and 15 for Denver.
Select. Select.
There's another first down for Denver. Here's an interception by Day, and the Wranglers are going to take over on the 16-yard line to prevent the touchdown from Denver. What an unreal play there. And here's Craig Olsen. He's going to get 27 yards here. Here's a pass. Caught by Curtis. It is a first down for the Wranglers.
Select.
Here's Hamilton on 1st and 10. Kansas City was on the verge of conceding, and now they're on the verge of scoring.
Strike.
Here's a pass to Romero.
Strike.
Here's Hamilton with the pass. Incomplete.
Go.
And here's the Wranglers now lead by 2.
Go.
It is 2nd and 10 for the offense.
Hike.
Here's Martin. He throws. It's incomplete. First and goal for the Wranglers.
Hike.
Here's Hamilton. He walks in and scores. Touchdown, Wranglers.
Strike.
It is 2nd and inches.
Hike.
Here's Denver. Denver gets it past. It's incomplete.
Sit hut.
The Mountaineers are really struggling today. As it looks like to us,
Hike.
here's Olsen. And it looks like to us that Kansas City is getting the upper hand of Denver right now in a surprising twist that you would never expect.
Oh.
Olsen gets the first down. If this game goes through the way it is, this will be the 3rd upset of the night. 3 of 4 would end up ending in an upset, which would really mean that there would be technically 3 of 4 teams that are technically not supposed to be in the 3rd round of the playoffs by default, but will advance anyways.
Sit hut.
18 yards, it's first down. Wranglers are playing a lot better than Denver are so far.
Hike.
Here's Hamilton. Sacked by the defense. And if things continue the way they're going, this will be the 2nd time that the Wranglers eliminate the Mountaineers out of the playoffs. Here's Olsen. He's gone. He is gone. That is a touchdown for Kansas City. And the Wranglers extend their lead by even more. It's 1st and goal. That's at least what the game likes to say. PAT is good, and Kansas City is up by a long shot. First and 10 for the offense.
Set hike.
Pass to Willis. It's a first down for Denver.
Set hut.
Here's Martin. He throws it deep. Caught by Wood. And it's a 42-yard gain.
Go.
Here's another pass, incomplete.
Go.
And that is a Denver touchdown by Wood. And he's going to spring back some score for the Mountaineers. Here's Olsen. He's going to get a decent amount of yards here.
Hike.
Here is Hamilton. He throws it. Caught by Olsen for a first down.
Set hut.
Intercepted by Guerrero. And now Denver's starting to play a lot better than they were during the first 10 minutes of this game. Here's McDaniel for a first down.
Hike. Hike.
First down for Denver.
Hut hut. Set hut.
It's incomplete, and with this being the last game of the day, it is important that I start to talk about the games that we can expect tomorrow. Now, the weather's subject to change, but everything else is going to be normal. Tomorrow, we got the Louisiana Gators taking on the Green Bay Axemen first. That is going to be at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Touchdown Denver, by the way. Woods scores. And this is going to be a 3-point game or a 2-point game soon. The temperatures in Green Bay at that time is going to be 8 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's obviously frigid. Well, and if they move on to the next round, they might be playing in temperatures at 9 degrees. Yeah, this winter is definitely a much colder winter than normal. As even in my area, it's colder than normal, and I'm in Maryland. And so far, our lowest temperature that we're supposed to be getting is 8 degrees Fahrenheit so far coming this week. Offsides against the defense. I won't be surprised at this point if it gets any colder. We might be headed to the negatives where I'm from. Which I would have never imagined the place I call home to ever reach that area. Intercepted by Stewart. Another interception for Denver, and Denver could recover and take over and take the lead over Kansas City at the end of the first half. Don't you call that a comeback? Because I do. The wind speeds in Green Bay tomorrow is going to be windy, so it's going to be sunny and windy in Green Bay tomorrow. Our second game will be between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Mexico City Jaguars. I think right now, if you live in Mexico City, you pretty much have it good. Because it is warm there year-round. It's one of the 3 cities that are never going to be freezing. Or at least never going to be super duper cold. But Mexico City is never going to be freezing during the winter. That game is at 5:30 in Eastern Time Zone, which means it's at 4:30 in the Central. And by that time, it's going to be 73 degrees Fahrenheit down there. I wish I was in Mexico City right now. It wouldn't be super cold. Because the temperatures we get are ridiculous. Even for winter. Like, it is halftime right now. It's 23-21. Kansas City leads. Denver's got a good temperature range, though. It's 44 degrees there, so consider yourselves lucky. Yeah, and there's a few places that never freeze, and that never gets super cold. Los Angeles is one of them. I think San Francisco could be another, but if you live in Green Bay, that's pretty much the coldest area in the United States right now. Or at least the Green Bay area. Wind speeds in Mexico City are fast enough to create light wind. Again, all the weather is subject to change, so expect to see a bunch of changes. Our third game will be New York versus San Francisco. Speaking of the San Francisco, they will be having a game tomorrow in town as well. That's coming at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, but since it's in San Francisco, it is 3:30 p.m. in San Francisco. It is going to be 60 degrees Fahrenheit at that game. That's a perfect temperature. It's as the temperatures are, they're going to be cool outside. I wouldn't say cold. It's cool in San Francisco when their next game goes. They're going to have wind, though, and it's going to be clear outside. There's going to be a lot of clear games tomorrow. We've had a lot of snow games today so far as well, so. And then our final game is taking place in Canada, so that one's probably going to be cold. As the temperatures in Montreal. Huh. Well, this game, even though the Montreal's from the Eastern time zone, they're still going last tomorrow. So they're gonna have to play their game at 7:30 p.m. It might be a nighttime game. And the temperatures then, it's going to be 6 degrees in Montreal. And it's going to be cloudy. But again, everything is subject to change. And there's even a small chance that it will snow. But you want to know what the good news is about tomorrow's UAFL games? Is that none of them are playing in the negatives. I don't think we've had a single UAFL game this season play in the negatives. There's a flag on the field. It is against Kansas City. For those of you who are already eliminated, you don't have to deal with the excessive amount of snow during the playoffs until next season, during the early stages of next season. Mainly during February and most of March. But once that's over, we get to the spring and the temperatures will start to go up again. Here's Adams. He gets a first down for Denver. Here's Martin to Adams. As of right now, when this game ends, there will be 12 UAFL teams left in the playoffs. 4 in the AFC and 8 in the NFC that we will be playing. We will be eliminating 4 NFC teams tomorrow. PAT is good as Denver takes the lead as they're turning this game right around. Here's Olsen. He's going to get to about the 27-yard line. Here's Olsen. He gets 5 yards. Here is a screen to Perez. And it's first down for Kansas City.
Strike.
Here's Olsen. He gets 9 yards. Then Olsen's going to run another few yards. It's first and 10 for the Wranglers. Here's Hamilton. He throws it deep. And it's incomplete. And Olsen's not going to get very far. It's third down. This is a close game. All 4 of our games have been kind of close in the UAFL playoffs. Or at least for this round. Here's a field goal from Denver. No good as it hits the crossbar. Here's Martin. Screen incomplete.
Hike.
Adams on first down. He gets 4 yards.
Hike.
Here's a throw. It's incomplete. Second and 10. It's first and 10 for Denver.
Go. Hike.
Here's the first down for Denver.
Hike.
Touchdown. Here's the field goal, and it is good, and the Mountaineers are back in favor of beating Kansas City. It is. That is going to do it for the third quarter. Denver's in the lead by 3. I'm kidding. It's more than that. It's by 12 now.
And hike.
Here's Olsen. It is a offensive penalty. And Kansas City is going to lose some yards.
And hike. And hike.
And it is 1st and 10 for the Wranglers.
Hike. And hike.
It's 3rd and 11 as the Wranglers, I guess you can say, Denver has scored so much unanswered points that the Wranglers, I don't know how they can keep up. Because at first it was looking like Kansas City was dominating this game. Now Denver is dominating this game. And it's starting to look like the analysts are going to be wrong once again. Here's a kick that is no good. Nash has missed the field goal, and we are about 5 minutes away from saying that the defending champions are no more.
Hike.
Caught by Lawrence for a first down. Wranglers continue to pummel Kansas City. I'm sorry, the Mountaineers continue to pummel Kansas City.
Go.
It is 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. They are on the verge of scoring another touchdown. Here's Adams.
Hike.
Here's Adams again. He gets a first down. And it is 1st and goal. Three minutes to go in this football game. And the Wranglers score, or the Mountaineers score. I keep calling them the Wranglers, I'm sorry. And this is insane. We started this game seeing Kansas City blow out Denver, and now Denver is blowing out Kansas City. It is the other way around. If I don't... To all of the teams, to all the fan bases that had watched their football teams get eliminated in the playoffs, they're probably all watching this and saying, thank goodness we didn't lose the way the Wranglers are about to lose. Because technically the Wranglers choked a lead and ended up losing, and not only did they choke a 3-possession lead, they basically now they're down by 3 possessions themselves, which is embarrassing as a franchise. To even any team that lost in the playoffs. Second and 20 for Kansas City. Here's Hamilton. It is a first down for the Wranglers. Hamilton with the screen. It is swatted down. Here's Hamilton. He throws it, and it's caught by Wheeler. There's a flag on the field, and it is against Kansas City for holding. So it's now 2nd and 20. Here's Hamilton. He throws. It's caught by Perez for 10 yards. It's 3rd and 10. Wranglers will use their first timeout.
Sit hut.
Here's Hamilton. He throws it deep. Caught by Curtis. 2-minute warning is passed. Shane Hamilton has done so well as a quarterback this entire season, but it doesn't seem like the Wranglers are going to hold on.
Sit hike.
Here's a pass caught by Wheeler. It's a first down for the Wranglers. And it's a touchdown by Welch. And the Wranglers recover some lost ground. However, they're still down by 2 possessions with only 1:47. They're going to go for 2 to make it 31-42.
Sit hut.
And it's no good. So it's still going to be 29-42. Flores is injured, but he's going to return. 4th and 12 scenario here. Wranglers throw is caught by Wheeler, and the Kansas City will keep the ball after the score. Wranglers used their last timeout. As it was a successful kickoff conversion for Kansas City. I'm kind of glad they replaced the onside rule with the kickoff conversion thing, because it works a lot better for the league than onsides. First down for the Wranglers.
Go!
Here's Hamilton. He throws it. Incomplete.
Hike.
Here's Hamilton. He throws it to Romero. He gets a first down there. Kansas City gets back on the field. Here's Hamilton. Throws to a wide open man. Touchdown, Kansas City. And the Wranglers recover some more lost ground. 35-42.
Sit hike.
And now the score is 36-40. So 36-42. Let's see. The Wranglers are going to go for a 4th and 12 again. If they score another touchdown, they take the lead. Perez catches the ball for the first down. And they have successfully converted 2 4th and 12 conversions. 2 kickoff conversions. Wranglers now on the clock. They throw it deep. Caught by Wheeler. Could we see a comeback in probably the most wild ending in the UAFL? Here's Hamilton. Here's a pass. Incomplete. Could have been intercepted there. Could have also been a game-winning touchdown. The clock is stopped. Denver's wondering what's going on defense. as the Mountaineers need to find a way to put a stop to this to avoid elimination. Here's Curtis. He gets 5 yards.
Sit hike.
Here's Hamilton. He throws it to Perez. He gets the first down. 14 seconds left. And they're likely going to spike this one.
Go.
No, they're going to quick pass. And he stops. He stops. No way. The game glitches and the Wranglers lose. That should have been the game winner. Oh my goodness. The Mountaineers advance to the third round of the playoffs because of a access football glitch. Oh, that is not a good way to end a playoff game. No, I'm not a Kansas City fan. I'm just a commissioner that's disappointed. By rule, the Mountaineers do advance no matter what. Gosh sakes, I hate to be the guy to say that too. Because the Wranglers deserve to win that one right there. Congratulations to Denver. You are moving on to the next round. That is the stupidest glitch I've ever seen in my life. I've seen it numerous times this season in the UAFL, but never have I seen it ruin an entire playoff game. Well, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We got the NFC Wildcard games. And thank you guys for watching.